Hello. Ooh, I love this lighting. Maybe I can just stay here under this beautiful light. But I feel like it will be very distracting, so I will move. Guys, welcome back to my channel, and today I am super excited to share something with you guys. It's something that changed my life forever, and for me, I feel like I wish I knew this when I was younger, but once again, I think every time I think that way, I remind myself maybe if I knew and if someone told me, I would have just ignored it. And I I think I didn't have the awareness to accept that, even if someone would just say that. And I just had this very defensive trait that it was really hard for me to accept anything, and it made me feel right away that I was not lovable. Anyway, I just want you I want to paint a picture of how I used to think, and maybe you can relate to it, and maybe you can be more sensitive and listen to what I have to say. So today I wanted to talk about victim mentality. And once again, I just wanted to say out there that I'm not a professional. I'm not a professional. I'm not a professional therapist. But this is one of my number one areas of interest, and I personally do a lot of research on it. And one of my favorite topics is learn more of how human brain works, how your thoughts work, what is the process. And anyway, just that disclosure, but to start off, I wanted to say that just share a little bit what the word victim means. The word victim stands for being injured or harmed by someone, but sometimes we can be a victim of our own way of thinking. And it can be very, very, very damaging in a sense where you have a certain thought, and the thought a lot of times causes an emotion and a feeling, and that feeling, the effect of that feeling is drives us to do and to behave a certain way. And I'll give you an example. One of my mentalities that I used to struggle a lot, it was that I was very, very, very insecure. And so a lot of times subconsciously I would, when I would step into a new role, a position, something that I have never done before I would step into it, I would just right away think to myself, I suck, I'm terrible. And so that feeling and that emotion would kind of shut me, that thought would give me a negative feeling and emotion. Like, imagine right now I would be like, you suck, you're terrible, like you are trash. Like, what are you gonna feel? Obviously you're gonna not feel good, but you're thinking that causes you a feeling and an emotion. And so let's say you're stepping into, it's your first day, you're going back to school, and or a new job, or you're trying out a game. Honestly, throughout life there's so many new things that are happening all the time, and you're just, every time you step into something new, like the first thought, like, you suck, you're terrible. And when you think that way, therefore you behave a little self-conscious, and you're not putting 100% of your effort and your mind into whatever the thing is happening. And I honestly think I want to do series on this topic because thank you, Jesus, it changed the trajectory of my existence. If you've been watching my videos, you probably know that I am Christian and I believe in God. I believe that God created the whole universe, and I believe that God created me. Anyway, and so I just wanted to share these ideas with you. And if you're someone that you struggle with depression and anxiety, and of course there are many reasons why you're feeling the way you're feeling and you're struggling whatever you're struggling with it, there's a lot of different attributes that could play a huge role on your emotions. And it could be a chemical imbalance, or maybe something you were born with. But a lot of times our brain doesn't affect our mind, it's our mind affects our brain. And over time, if you've been thinking a certain way, it will affect the brain, the neural pathways, and the way you're thinking, the structure of your brain and your thoughts. And I will make another video part 2. But to wrap it up and in conclusion, I just wanted to say that if you're someone that does struggle of low self-esteem, and you recognize that you sabotage yourself a lot of times, I just encourage you to ask yourself a few questions. Are you a victim of your own thoughts? Are you a victim of your own beliefs? Because yes, maybe I hate to be dismissive if you had a terrible experience, you were bullied and people have been saying negative things about you, and that is terrible. And I personally, the worst thing that I experienced, it was just bullying, and like every other human, probably rejection, bullying, and I think that those were some of the worst things that I experienced. But it took me a really long time to shake that off and realize that yes, those things people said about me, but at the end of the day, I get to choose if I believe in those things, or I get to push it away and believe what God says about me. And what God says about me is that I am beautifully and wonderfully made. And that He has a plan and has a purpose for my life. And I want to empower you that at the end of the day, the negative thoughts that you have the power to accept or to reject them, and you get to choose. It is the superpower that you have, free will, that God gifted every single person. And I am done with my video, and I will make part 2 because I am very passionate about it, and I want to help as much people as I can. I want to grow awareness of the victim mentality, because once you let that go, you will see the amount of opportunities will be running into your life, into your face, and you'll be like, what is going on? Like, wait, and you're like, wait, was it, oh, so the whole time the person who was stopping me, it wasn't that person who said terrible things about me 5 years ago or 10 years ago. Oh, it was me. Anyway, and yeah, I hope this video was helpful to you, and blessings to you. And I say goodbye to victim mentality and say yes to your new life.